I'm sorry, you're just seething. This is like totally humorless. When you're going crazy about anti-Semitism and someone calls you Rabbi Portnoy, that's just funny. It's just funny. Dude, he's absolutely losing it. Bro. So crazy. Like, you're lost, man. You are completely your brain is fried. Guys, you have to immediately agree to start censoring Jew jokes, otherwise you're not empathizing with the Jewish struggle, okay? So it seems like your issue isn't really anti-Semitism. It sounds more like your issue is that he was mean to you. Okay. So who knows the Dave Portnoy story? Who knows about this Dave Portnoy stuff? Basically, Dave Portnoy is the guy who runs Barstool Sports, I think, right? And is it Barstool Sports? I think so, right? Barstool, whatever. And he owns a bar, a bunch of bars, and at one of them, some guy wrote or left a sign or something that said something anti-Semitic, G the J's or FJ's or something like that. Some anti-Semitic and he freaked the f out over it. And, like, I think he, like, doxed the guy. And the guy was like, I'm sorry, it was just a joke. I didn't mean to, I didn't realize it was going to blow up like this. And then he started being like, he's going to send this guy on a trip to Auschwitz, go to the Holocaust Museum and all this shit. And it's just been like, it's just like, yeah, it was kind of anti-Semitic, I guess. And he fired a waitress or something. Like, it was really dumb. Basically, it's a minor anti-Semitic incident where someone left a sign that was rude and was hateful, but he's just blown it up way out of proportion. Has been crying about it for like the last month. It's just like non-stop. And now he's gone on to, I guess this is I believe the show, yeah, so this is a show on Barstool. And one of his employees presses him about this situation. Now, I feel like it's pretty important context that Dave Portnoy has actually been... So, if we go... Dave Portnoy...
posted the following on your site.
So, he's been actually cancelled, kind of, before by the mainstream media, you know? For making edgy jokes.
Posted the following on your site. I never condone, but if you're a size 6 and you're wearing skinny jeans, you kind of deserve to be...
Correct. I stand by that.
Dude. So he said crazy shit himself. It's not like he's free from sin here. So the idea that he's going to get on his virtue signaling high horse and talk about jokes about the Jews when he's made jokes about just like how women deserve to be... It's like, what are we doing here, man? Really? Unless you've completely changed your outlook on this stuff. Anyway, he has a complete meltdown in this interview, in this debate. And we're going to take a look. We're going to take a look because obviously this is probably one of the funniest encapsulations of the absolute hysteria about anti-Semitism that's going on right now. So let's take a look.
Some personal stuff. Well, whatever. Had an argument yesterday. We can start there. We can go somewhere else and end with it. Wherever you guys want to go.
We can start there if you want.
Okay. So yeah, I talked about my show today. My friend Mick, who's part of my basketball team, part of the show. Dave has called anti-Semitic piece of shit a few times in the last few weeks. We had booked him to come on this week. I thought you were aware of it. You called me yesterday about 4 o'clock, said you weren't, did not want to have him on. And then we had it out pretty good for about 10 minutes, I would say.
Yeah, that's about right.
So wait, who is this that he was calling anti-Semitic? Mick. Who is Mick? I'm going to need context here. Obviously, I don't know, fuck all that Barstool.
And to me, it's very little to do with you, Kirk. It's I hate this kid. Like, I do think he's an anti-Semitic piece of shit. I'm not talking about a left field. Like, anybody in my mind. So the backstory, after the Mo Khan did fuck the Jews in the bar, right. Anybody who tweets and somehow like has a problem with what I did there or like...
Well, to clarify, I don't think he had a problem with what you... I think he would have kicked them out also. I think his problem was that you then... You know, you kind of invited them to this thing. You made it a bigger issue than maybe he thought it should have been. But I don't think I don't think it comes from. I just simply like I said yesterday. I think we just have a fundamental disagreement. I don't think he's an anti-Semite. I do think on this particular topic, and I can understand why. Like I said to you yesterday, I think you're hypersensitive to anything at all.
I've got a Daily Mail article here. Let's quickly have a look at this. Get the background. Barstool founder and president lost his call with regular co-host, leaping to defense of another podcaster who's recently accused of being anti-Semitic. The dispute over freedom of speech eventually turned personal. Don't want to spoil too much here. Let's try and get... What's the background? Okay. Before the viral spat, Minay first addressed an elephant in the room when he revealed he and Portnoy had argued the previous day about one of his basketball teammates, known as Mick. They've recently accused Mick, who also hosts the Beyond Average podcast with Kirk, of being an anti-Semite over a post he sent him on X. The post in question, which was a response to Portnoy fuming over a vile anti-Semitic sign that was held up at one of his Philadelphia bars last month, accused the Barstool chief of hypocrisy after alleging that he had said multiple racial slurs on camera himself. Okay, so basically he was just saying, quit virtue signaling, Dave. You talk shit too. All right. All right, and he called him anti-Semite for it.
Any backlash, I think you're immediately saying this person's an anti-Semite, this person's anti-Semite. I don't think he is, and I do think, personally, if we call him out individually a few times on this show, which has a big platform, and you have a big platform, if you call him an anti-Semitic piece of shit, I think we should probably bring him on for 5 or 10 minutes and have a conversation about it, especially now, since you're trying to do stuff like that. Bring this guy to Auschwitz. Do this. Let's have conversations. Well, this is an opportunity to have one, and you elected not to do it.
Right. So my response to that is
that fair?
You can have your opinion. I totally disagree with it.
Okay, go ahead.
I do think he's an anti-Semitic troll. To respond to the fuck the Jews with, hey, Rabbi, you have no reason to basically say any of this because you've said racial slurs referring to singing Ja Rule song, I assume, like 10 years ago. To come at it with that context, you are an...
Wait, no way the post started, hey, Rabbi. Dude, that's fucking awesome. I'm sorry, you're just seething. This is like totally humorless. It's just totally seething.
Anti-Semitic piece of shit.
I don't think it makes you anti-Semitic.
Well, yeah, you're entitled.
Yeah, if you say, hey, you're a dirty fucking whatever. Like,
for your mind to go there, and I see them, I get them, Kirk, 100 times a day,
and that's what I'm saying. I know
Dave is very low IQ. I've heard he's incredibly short, and low IQ does not surprise me. Hearing the way he talks is giving me incredibly low IQ vibes.
Non-Jew and be like, why are you upset by that? I'm telling you as Jewish.
Especially how like emotional he gets. You know, he gets very emotional very quickly. It's like he's frustrated very, very quickly.
By the way, since we had this discussion, when he was basically saying I'm overreacting to it, and I sat here and said, well, you've never heard me really complain about this. I'm telling you, over the year and a half as a Jew, I've seen it firsthand. I experience it every day. Since this conversation, 2 Jews were gunned down outside Washington, D.C. for being Jewish. Molotov cocktails.
So I hate that this talking point is being forced through, that people are just acting like it's a given, that it was just for being Jewish. It's so annoying, man. It's so annoying. But again, I just feel I have to repeat this talking point every time this shit comes up. There's an article from Ynet News, whatever the fuck it is, Ynet. I don't know if it's Ynet or Ynet. I'm honestly not sure how it's said. He's Jewish. He literally can't be out. Okay, dude. But yeah, the article basically says that the Israeli ambassador claims that the gunman entered the museum for the event, entered the event, and confirmed that they were embassy staff before shooting them. That's what the ambassador claims. The lobbying group that ran the event contests that, but says that he did have a ticket to the event, but was turned away following a background check. Whichever way you look at it, it does not seem like it was just for being Jewish. That does not seem to be the case.
Barstool from Dave for like 400 million, but Dave had made the Barstool brand so toxic they sold it back to him for $1. Dave won.
Wait, no way. They were the $5, Kimberly.
Were thrown at Jews for being Jewish. Another guy got arrested outside a kindergarten school.
Correct.
Jewish kindergarten. Went to buy a gun to go shoot them, saying he was going to do it. Luckily, they stopped him at buying the gun. He got arrested.
Right.
And before that, the Shapiro's Jewish. They tried to burn his house down. So I've been like, I'm seeing more, and it's actually playing out. And you have a guy like this Mick who's an absolute troll, and I don't know who he is. So why? This is what this guy wants. Like this guy.
But we've called him out individually. So to me, if you,
no.
You said yesterday. You said yesterday he's a moron.
How? How do I know who he is, Kirk? How do I know who he is?
Well, he's been on the run. He's been on the rundown sheet. We've discussed him by name.
But how? Why is he being talked about?
I don't know. He's on the rundown.
Let me give you the answer, Kirk.
I didn't do the rundown sheet. I didn't do the rundown sheet.
Let me give you the answer why he's been talked about first. Because he tweeted at me after a clearly everybody is, oh, this guy's trash. He took a different angle. Who is Dave Hey, Rabbi Portnoy. Who are you to talk about? So spare me that I owe this piece.
No, I'm sorry. That's just funny. When you're going crazy about anti-Semitism and someone calls you Rabbi Portnoy, that's just funny. It's just funny.
It's a shit.
Well, I think Rabbi Portnoy was a joke. I think that was a joke. I think Rabbi Portnoy was a joke.
You just don't get it, Kirk. You just don't get it. How many of these?
Okay. He's trying to explain to you that it's a joke, and you're screaming, "You don't get it! You don't get it!" Okay, dude.
Jokes. I get them all day, and they all sound like Mick. So how many of these jokes while people are getting murdered in the streets?
Okay, well, you made a joke about people wearing jeans and getting raped, and then people were raped after that.
I wouldn't
blame you for that. That's insane to make that cop.
So that's the clip we just watched, was the one about him saying women's surgery raped. So, yeah. I mean, this is... Kirk's being real here. Yeah, 100%. This is just true. Like, it'd be totally unfair to blame Dave Portnoy for rapes that happened after that joke, just because he made that joke. And you shouldn't restrict Dave's ability to make that joke just because rapes happened.
If you are doing that, no, it isn't. Kirk, it is. You don't see the comparison, Kirk. It's
to Mick. Do you think Mick making that joke is why some guy went to a kindergarten?
It's all the fact that he thinks he can say that. It's not just him, it's everybody. And he's a troll. He's in your world. I don't even know who the fuck he is. He wants to come on here. What did he say? I'm going to ruin a producer's life if they don't put me on. Who the fuck does this guy think he is?
Well, that's my point. If you think you told me yesterday he's a moron.
I'm not going to give him the time of day, Kirk. Fine. That's what these fucking anti-Semitic pieces of shit want.
You said yesterday he's a moron and he's a troll. Is what you said to me. So to me, if I'm you, if he's a moron,
that's what all these guys want.
And you disagree, I bring him on and beat the shit out of him.
But he's going to clip it. Everything we do on the show is clipped because I'm on it. They're going to take something in every anti-Semitic piece of shit out there who said...
Like, he's already spurging out. Like, yes, you're going to get clipped if you're, like, spurging the fuck out like this. No shit, bro. Yeah, that is going to happen.
Sends me hundreds of messages a day, beg to engage with me. And by the way, you're off. If you don't think there's something wrong with somebody, you, Kirk. If you don't think there's something wrong with after Mo Khan doing fuck the Jews in my bar, that this kid's first reaction is to go to, hey, Rabbi Portnoy, relax. You made jokes you're saying 20 years ago. Are you out of your mind? Are you that demented of what's going on in the world right now?
I'm fully aware of what's...
You're comparing those two things. I'm fully aware of what's going on. You're comparing a joke for 20 years ago with what's going on right now in the world.
No, that's my point.
You can't see the difference.
My point is...
Can you see the difference?
They're words. That's my point.
Okay.
They are words. They are words. No, honestly, a guy on Twitter tweeted...
When does freedom of speech...
A guy tweeting at you asked me the question. A guy
when
tweeted
does
Rabbi
freedom
Portnoy,
of speech impose on freedom of religion?
I find to be harmless. Some guy tweeted you Rabbi Portnoy.
When does freedom of speech impose on freedom of religion? How many people have to get murdered?
It's a good question. I think that's a fair question. My point is, I don't know, Dave, 86, 12.
You don't see what's going on in the world right now.
No, I do see what's going on in the world. I'm saying,
how do you defend this guy?
Tweeting Rabbi Portnoy at you, to me,
after fuck the Jews.
Great. It's a fucking troll in your mind. Have him on and fucking have the conversation.
Why would I give this guy air to breathe?
I think after 5 minutes, you'd say, all right, this guy is not actually anti-Semitic.
Wait, he wants him to stop breathing? He wants his knee on his neck?
Never find out. We'll never find out.
Why do I care to give this guy a second?
You do care. Obviously,
no, you
Rabbi Portnoy, I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Because I got a text yesterday at 4 p.m. Kirk is going to have this kid. No one, I don't even, if he walked by me, I wouldn't know what he looked like. Kirk's going to have him on the show. Austin said, if you don't put him in, Kirk's walking out. I said, Kirk, are you going to do that?
No, I said no, which is what I said today. I'd rather have it out with you here, which I said you on the phone yesterday, and have the conversation.
No, I wasn't mad at you, but you don't get the issue.
And honestly,
if you're sitting here right here.
And honestly, I get the issue. I don't get it as well as you do. You're more passionate about it than I am. I understand that.
Oh, I'm sorry. My Jews are getting killed every 3 seconds.
That's not a criticism.
You're demented then.
I just said it's not a criticism. I understand why you're sensitive
you're
about
acting
it.
like
Of course you care about it more than I do.
Kirk,
you care about it more
acting
than I
like
do.
right now people making Jew jokes is just the same as 15 years ago.
No, but my thing is when you tell people stop making jokes, stop doing this, what does that accomplish? That's not the core. That's not the core of the issue. It's not Mick or some other guy tweeting that you're a Jew. That's not the core issue here. That's not why somebody's going.
It's all related.
Then we should just stop making fucking jokes about anything, and then nothing will happen. Stop making rape jokes. Stop making jokes about this. Stop making jokes about Catholicism, about priests raping kids, which is people made during that scandal. Like, when do you stop doing it, and when do you do it?
Yeah, he literally can't. He's not going to be able to engage at all, is it? There's going to be no moment where Dave Portnoy is actually going to lay out like an argument that makes these different.
Right now, you probably
nothing.
Don't do
nothing. Silence everything.
What do you?
Every comedian, don't tell a joke about it. Because Dave, that's how the world works. I agree with you.
Go back to your question. When does freedom of speech impinge on freedom
question,
of religion?
not mine. That was your question. Not
Answer
mine.
it.
How many deaths?
Yeah.
I don't have an answer.
Like how in America, American citizens.
What's your answer to that question?
Now.
Okay, we're there.
Now.
So now what? So now what do we do?
So maybe you stop with the fucking Jew jokes.
Am I the only one who thinks it's kind of like a retarded question? Like, I thought I would always put freedom of speech over freedom of religion. I mean, there's a certain point to which freedom of religion is kind of part of freedom of speech in a way, or at least freedom of expression. But if those two things are clashing, I'm generally going to defer to freedom of speech almost every time.
And act like it's not a big deal when someone does fuck the Jews in a bar.
Or no, here's the thing. I'm with you 1,000% on that. You should fucking kick those people out. Of course you should.
I'm not talking about kicking them out. I'm talking about.
You want to go to jail? Like, what do you want? Like. You
are defending this guy Mick for what he said right after that happened. He's not anti-Semitic.
I'm not defending him. No,
if your brain goes in, I'm not defending him, Dave.
What I'm saying is you should have him on here or somebody else like that and fucking fight with them, because then you have a conversation.
That's what this idiot wants.
Dave, these guys that wrote the thing at the bar, fuck the Jews, right?
Yes.
You're going to fucking fly them to Auschwitz. Some guy tweets at you something. You want to fucking... He's not...
Kirk,
you can't come on
it was a bar I owned. It was a bar I owned.
They should have been kicked out. So, but my thing is...
No, it's not just kick out, Kirk. Are you ignoring what's going on in the world?
No, I'm not.
He's like barely listening. Like, this is just so base.
It was a bar I owned. It was a bar I owned.
They should have been kicked out. So, but my thing is...
No, it's not just kick out, Kirk. Are you ignoring what's going on in the world?
No, I'm not. What, Dave, what do you want to do to those guys? What do you want to do? What do you want to do with those guys at the bar? Put them in jail for 50 years? Fine. I don't care.
I didn't say that. You're quite literally changing everything you say, Kirk. If you just want me to kick him out, not mention it, not care that this kid is anti-Semitic, shut up. If you just want me to ignore it,
don't tell me to shut up. Don't tell me.
Shut the fuck up, you bald fuck.
Go ahead.
Dude.
How's that?
Oh, it's kill. I'll never recover from this, Dave. Go ahead, continue. I'll never recover.
Well, you're the one who big boss man, don't tell. I'll tell you work for me.
Okay, go ahead.
Little bitch, you work for me.
Sure, you bet.
Dude, he's absolutely losing it. Bro. Imagine it is just like a total bitch move. I understand that everyone probably wants to default to like, I'm gonna go Giga Chat talking. Showing your no, there's like a total bitch move, like pulling rank, being like, I'm your boss, I'm your fucking boss. Dude, you're so fucking lame. Lightest pushback of like, hey man, maybe I don't crash out over jokes. And the guy's going fight, I'm your fucking boss, I'm your fucking... Okay, dude.
For now,
you
continue.
Don't? For now, quit. I don't care. Is
this a show or not a show? Like, is it a show or not a show? Like, we can't have a conversation?
You're an idiot.
Okay, continue.
You're literally saying people should be allowed to make Jew jokes, say whatever they want right fucking now.
Yes, I think people should be allowed to make jokes.
So how many motherfucking Jews have to be killed before you stop?
That I don't think...
What else? Where else is that happening with the religion or people?
I don't think those psychopaths, I'm with you, they're scumbags, are the worst people on the earth. Should that...
You don't think it's all related?
But Dave, you're telling a comedian not to make a joke?
Dick is not a comedian.
I'm with you, but you said stop all jokes.
Jew jokes of that nature now.
We'll ban you.
It's so crazy.
That everybody, I don't think.
What else? Where else is that happening with the religion or people?
I don't think those psychopaths. I'm with you. They're scum.
Dude, I'm going far
Like,
enough
is it a show or not a show? Like, we can't have a conversation. Okay. I'll never recover.
Well, you're the one who like, oh, big boss man, don't tell. I'll tell you, you work for me.
Okay, go ahead. Continue.
You little bitch, you work for me.
Sure, you bet. For now,
Oh, you
continue.
don't? For now, quit. I don't care.
Is this show or not a show? Like, is this a show or not a show? Like, we can't have a conversation?
You're an idiot.
Okay, continue.
You're literally saying people should be allowed to make Jew jokes, say whatever they want right fucking now. That's
yes, I think people should be allowed to make jokes.
So how many motherfucking Jews have to be killed before you stop?
Just totally red. Bro, please show me the evidence that Jew jokes lead to Jew deaths. Where is the... Where are you drawing this causal link from? Not that I expect Dave Fuller to understand what that is. It's how do you go this long being like a fucking comedian or whatever? Like, I mean, I guess kind of a comedian. And you end up at this position where you're screaming, how many Jews have to die before you stop making jokes? So crazy. Like, you're lost, man. You are completely... Your brain is fried.
That everybody... I don't think...
What else? Where else is that happening with the religion or people?
I don't think those psychopaths, I'm with you, they're scumbags. They're the worst people on the earth. Should that...
You don't think it's all related?
But Dave, you're telling a comedian not to make a joke?
It's... Dick is not a comedian.
I'm with you, but you said stop all jokes.
Yeah, exactly. Can you imagine that? Like a comedy, like a podcast guy, freaking the fuck out and thinking a few jokes are like the end of the world.
And cries out.
Jews are not allowed to cry. So
like
that's their
the blatant, this violent anti-Semitism that is oozing off these people. If you can't see it, then we're basically just going, I mean, where are we going?
It feels like where it was during the war and the Holocaust. It's reminiscent of that time.
My CPS, my human skulls in the mill, my speech Nazi sword,
my Bel Air pogroms.
Imagine.
Jew jokes of that nature now.
We'll ban Jew jokes of that nature. We'll get the Constitution, we'll get Congress, and stop Jew jokes of that nature.
I'll go back to this.
Yeah.
When does freedom of speech impinge on freedom of religion?
I don't think freedom of speech should... I think freedom of speech is the most important thing in this country.
Okay, so people can go kill the Jews, and there's no responsibility if someone goes and kills Jews.
So yeah, that's exactly what he's saying. He's saying it should be legal. It's like, dude, what?
No, that's a crime if you kill somebody.
No, I'm saying, hey, go kill Jews.
That's different. No. What do you mean?
Dude, it reminds me of that Forever post that got him banned from Chud's Discord, where he's like, I would never illegally rape and a thing. But if there was a vote tomorrow to legalize the rape...
You can say... Somebody should go kill Jews. You don't do it, but someone hears you and goes do it. You're fine with that?
If somebody says, go kill Jews?
Yes.
No, that's different than telling... I thought we were talking about telling a joke. I thought we were talking about comedians.
They are all using semantics for anti-Semitism right now. And I can tell the difference because for 20 years of doing it, I've never mentioned it, Kirk.
No, and I said to you when this thing happened a couple weeks ago...
How can you not realize we're in a different time?
The scene in Schindler's List where Amon Goth led new arrivals into the showers and a bunch of uns came in and started journing on them.
Thank you for the $5. Thank you, Jim Lee, for the $5.
I completely realize, and I'm sensitive to the fact that you're sensitive, and I feel bad.
No, you're not. You don't get it.
That's not true. I am sensitive to it. What I'm saying is it's a fine line. I think you would agree. I think you would agree. So maybe you don't. Then when you start harnessing free speech and what can be said and what can't be said,
I'm not saying throw any of these people in jail. You want me to give this kid a pass?
No. If you want, no. What I would like.
Oh, it's literally. Wait, this is like the Nick DiOrio argument, no? Oh, you believe in freedom of speech, so you want to let people rape kids then? So you're like pro-pedophile? Because you believe in freedom of speech?
You to do. In my mind, this is why I pitched it to the producers, and you disagreed, and you are the boss. You, like I said to you yesterday, it's your dime. You own the company. I thought it would be interesting to have somebody on who you disagree with, who I think at the end you wouldn't disagree with that much, have a conversation, which is what I thought you were trying to do. Hold on one second. Which I thought you were trying to do with bringing these guys to Auschwitz, trying to have a conversation. So you put a name in the face of somebody who you disagree with and have an actual conversation. You don't want to do that, and I was wrong. So I was just wrong about that.
This guy, Mick, went out.
Thank you for the 1337. Hugely appreciate it. Thank you. Let me just check who that was.
Of his way to take basically, I don't know you want to say their side, to be like, again, like I'm overreacting to somebody writing "fuck the Jews" in my bar. For your brain to go there, you are an anti-Semitic piece of shit. For your brain to go there right off the bat. Then
you're talking to me?
No, Mick.
Oh, okay. Well, okay.
Then he's...
Thank you, Jenny Vifwen. Thank you. Huge appreciate. Thank you.
Threatening, if the producers don't put me on the show, I'm going to ruin their family. And what do you want to do? Put him on the show? This kid's a troll.
So you see, so in my mind, again, the way I operate, and we just disagree. Look, you're more successful than I am. Is I would have the guy on. If you disagree with him and you think he's dumb,
that's what he wants. He's a nobody.
So
that's what he wants.
But I think it'd also be good content. But maybe this is better content. I don't know. But I don't know.
This isn't content for me.
I understand, Dave. But
I don't think you do.
Well, I do understand. I think you're trying to pay me into not being sympathetic to you in this situation, and I am.
You're not. You're
being realistic. I think sometimes in the moment we get hypersensitive to things, and we tend to over.
Guys, you have to immediately agree to start censoring Jew jokes, otherwise you're not empathizing with the Jewish struggle. Okay.
React to stuff, and I'm not even saying that these horrible things aren't happening. Of course they are, and it's terrible. But my thing is when you're like, hey, now you can't tell jokes. That's a slippery slope.
I have a pretty good radar on what a joke versus like
I agree, but
me
you're
doing pizzas and someone drives by in the street. Fuck the Jews.
I agree.
Kirk, it's happening everywhere.
I agree. I told you.
And it's happening right as I went on the show. It's like, guys, I'm noticing something like that I haven't noticed in 20 years.
And I told you this a couple of weeks ago when it first happened that I was surprised as I looked at your comments and it was, you're a Jew, die Jew, fuck you Jew. I'll admit I was completely surprised by that. I didn't expect that.
That's all.
So you're right. I know, and you're right. Yeah, I get that.
I don't know how you can then turn around, be like, I don't think Mick's anti-Semitic when
I know.
His first fucking reaction.
Because I know him, so I don't think he's anti-Semitic. I know him as a person. Well, you asked me why, and I'm just telling you why I don't think he is. I think
there's nobody there's nobody could convince me otherwise. When your reaction to that bar incident is somehow to come at me.
I know, but I guess my point is, and I'll just say it one more time, is that I thought you'd want to have somebody on. I thought the way you would operate is have somebody on you disagree with about this because you care about the topic and have a conversation, but you don't want to. And that's fine.
With him,
we just disagree. I think in general you don't want to.
He's a zero. He's a zero troll.
Okay. We just disagree on it.
That he's a zero troll?
Yeah. I don't think he's anti-Semitic. I know him. So, and I don't think I am either. You said the same about me, but that's fine. But that's fine.
You keep saying that. Where have I said you're anti-Semitic?
I mean, wait, you know what he did a couple
No, I did not.
You said other people were saying.
Yeah, you
they
did
were because of this, and they're going to do it again.
People are saying
they're going to do it again.
Do it.
Listen, people are saying you're anti-Semitic right now. I'd take that back. Okay, people are talking, and they're saying you're anti-Semitic right now, Kirk. I'd retract that statement if I were you.
That's fine.
That's not me saying it. I've never said that about you.
Okay.
Didn't Mick break who the new Bruins got a new coach?
He did. Yes, he broke the Jim Montgomery story as well. He did. Yes, he did. He did.
Insider.
Yeah. So that essentially was almost twice as long as the conversation we had yesterday. Pretty much the same conversation we had yesterday.
Yeah. Which is having this conversation.
So I've never it's been so long since I've really indulged heavily in anti-Semitic humor, but it does just make you want to do it when there's a bunch of people freaking out about it, doesn't it?
Think you're out of it. You seem to be. Yeah, I know really bad shit's happening.
No, I think you think I'm not informed on it, which I am, but I'm just saying.
No, I think you are informed. I don't think you see there's any connection to rhetoric and what's going on.
No, I could see why you make that connection. My only thing is, I think sometimes
you see why I would, but you don't think there is a connection.
No, I think there definitely might be, but I get
but you're right. There might be, but you don't think so.
No, of course there's a connection between the heightened fuck you and then stuff happening in real life.
Brother, the water's warm.
Thank you for the $5. Thank you.
My thing is when you start saying ban speech, do this. When's the line? When that to me gets dangerous.
Where have I? What?
You just said it. You just said it. You asked me 20 times, so I think it's a dangerous.
No, I'm asking you where it is. You basically said you didn't have a straight answer. Where I said someone could say kill the Jews, and you're not responsible.
Right. Admittedly, I don't have a great answer on that. But well, no, I think it's different when you're saying they should stop telling jokes. Like I don't like. I don't see how that. I don't see how that stops the current issue. If you told me that stop the current issue, I'd be like, all right, but I don't think that's going to stop these fucking psychopaths. I don't think they're going to be like, oh, well, a comedian told a joke. Let's fucking get going here, guys.
Yeah, no,
I don't think it works that way.
I don't think, but I think the basically the same way the sign got posted, the same way people are free to basically just be like, fuck Jews, or Jews belong in ovens, or I wish that the Holocaust survivor, at least we got her the second time. Those are jokes. Fine, but the comfortability of people just with open anti-Semitism emboldens these lunatics to go act on what they're doing. And you want me to give this Mick guy the time of day? I won't. I never will. But
we just disagree on it.
Brain to go where it went the second that happened. I've seen that a lot, and I know it.
Okay. And it's just so obvious that you're freaking out over you. It was genuinely anti-Semitic. Obviously, someone saying "F the Jews" or whatever. It did seem to be genuinely anti-Semitic. However, it's just obvious that you're freaking out over it. It was a total overreaction, and obviously, when you're massively overreacting to something, someone is gonna maybe test you a little bit, do like a more minor version of a thing just to try and bait you, and like it's like showing a bull a red rag, There's all this happening. It's just like, okay, I'm going to just jab you with calling you rabbi and then say you're overreacting. Like, it's very obvious what's happening here. You're being fucked with. It's funny as fuck. You're reacting even more. That makes it even more funny. Like, it's just such raped behavior.
You can be like, no, you don't. Well, you're not living it like I am.
I didn't say no, you don't. I didn't say that. I understand where you're coming from.
I would never give this kid Mick the time of day, especially after he's like, if the producers don't put me on, buddy, I don't know who the fuck you are. Like, and I'm never going to give you the air to breathe with me. Never.
Okay.
And I don't care. I'll go around and say you're an anti-Semitic piece of shit for the rest of my life.
Okay. We just disagree on it. That's all.
Dave, you've listened to the Beyond Average podcast.
Never.
Okay, so you don't want to Mick on today, is what you're saying.
Correct.
That feels like a hard no to me. No.
Yes, that's a hard no.
Okay. So that was our conversation yesterday, Whit.
Yeah, this is. I think it's entertaining content. I really see Dave's side. I see both sides. I'm kind of middleman. I'll tell you right now, I didn't necessarily think I was signing up for this when we do a show talking about Barstool stuff.
Me neither.
I don't know Mick. I probably wouldn't have tweeted Rabbi Dave. That seemed a little bizarre, but
5 seconds after the incident
I
happened.
don't know him, and I've heard him on Kirk's show. He never came off as anti-Semitic.
Definitely not. He's a good guy, and I think you actually like him, Dave, but it's fine. But you're not. It doesn't matter what I say. You're not gonna. I understand. Correct. I understand where you're coming from, and that's fine. So Dave and I, Dave and I will get through this.
To do a comment like that, like, you better be one of my fucking friends. I better know who the fuck you are if you're like trying to make a Jew joke right after.
No, this is about Mick. It's about a guy called Mick, who's another host on the Barstool Network or some shit.
Fuck the Jews. Like, I don't know who the fuck this kid is.
Well, yeah, I know now. No jokes. I got you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No
We're brief. No, I understand.
No jokes.
I understand.
No jokes.
Yeah, it was but I think I don't know.
Absolutely seething. Did you see that?
It is.
Oh my God.
I know now. No jokes. I got you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No jokes.
We're brief. No, I understand.
No jokes.
I understand.
No jokes.
Yeah, it was but I think I don't know. I thought we were all right at the end of the conversation yesterday.
I did.
It's our usual.
You guys are always all right.
When Dave calls me in the middle of the afternoon, I'm like, I'm about to get fired.
I called you.
I didn't know. I legitimately, like, I booked him because I like him and I think it would be a good conversation, but like, whatever, you don't like him. And like, I didn't think about it because it was like last Friday or something. So when you called me yesterday, Wednesday, I'm like, or whatever, I'm like, Tuesday, I'm like,
calling was trying to avoid a fight rather than text be like, just me calling 20 seconds after I saw it. I'm like, I'm not fucking having this kid share. And by the way, it also is clearly what he wants. I know I keep saying a broken record, but he's like demanding to come on the show. Like, he fucking, like, I don't give a fuck who this kid is.
Yeah. Well, all right. Ultimately, we disagree.
RA had your back, Dave.
He did.
I saw that, and then he got trashed.
He got buried.
He got
a
buried.
fuck you from Kirk.
Yeah, I mean, just stay out of it. Stay the fuck out of it.
Why though?
Well, should he be allowed to speak about it? Is he
Why
allowed
not?
to?
Like, why
Okay.
why did the Mick guy throw himself into the mix? And like,
why does anybody throw themselves in any of these? I mean, if you have an opinion, but why does anybody throw themselves in any conversation?
Well,
podcast hosts being like, well, why is he giving his opinion? Why is he giving his... Are you retarded? Come on, Dave.
yeah, when you're a son of Hitler, you want to get your shots off.
I'll tell you what,
Bro, what? Huh?
And like,
why does anybody throw themselves in any of these? I mean, if you have an opinion, but why does anybody throw themselves in any conversation?
well, yeah, when you're a son of Hitler, you want to get your shots off.
I'll tell you what, I
Son of
show today,
Hitler.
I'd have fucking Hitler on the show if he was alive in 2 seconds and fucking.
Cock.
But why does anybody throw themselves in any conversation?
Well, yeah, when you're a son of Hitler, you want to get your shots off.
I'll tell you what, I said this on my show today. I'd have fucking Hitler on the show if he was alive in 2 seconds and fucking fight with the idiot.
Hitler's a big name.
Yeah, Hitler would be a good guy.
Hitler's a big fucking name.
Hitler you would have.
Mick is a 0.
So, wait, so Dave's saying he would have Hitler on his show. What? Huh?
If Hitler had 3 million...
So you can't make jokes about Jews. You can't call Dave Rabbi Portnoy, but he would have Hitler on his podcast. Dude.
million golf YouTube subscribers, you would have Hitler in the content creation. Yes or no?
If he had 3, it would be up to the other guys.
Okay. you wouldn't be a no.
He just pounds Driver.
he's just he has these wacky fucking gimmicks.
My parents were just in Normandy. They said it was incredible. They also said that apparently the tour guide was telling them that Hitler was asleep, like as the Americans came on shore.
Are they diffusing the situation now? I want.
So
Dave
what happened?
screaming.
So you were driving by. You piece.
Yes.
Yeah,
how could I
that's
not?
Gonna screw Elio trying to get in there.
It's like, how can I not? It's like I'm just. It's like. Again, I've been doing it for a long time. I've been called all sorts of names, everything. This is very different. I said it when it happened at the bar. So, yeah.
Is it fair to say that Mick just like hates Dave Kirk? And that's why like he went off on these kids at the bar and then he's just like, I don't like Portnoy. Fuck him. Like, I don't
know.
It is a crazy time to come at me.
Why doesn't he come on KMS anymore?
We're in a battle with him. We're fine right now, but yeah, he's just the way the show works.
This is a team. They're on a basketball team, along with a guy who translated Mein Kampf for the whole roster.
Not a bad read. Not a bad read. The guy built good highways. What else is going? Unless you want to continue to talk about this, I'm fine. Or you want to talk about anything else?
Yeah. I'm playing in game 1, the Stanley Cup final tonight, and I'm talking about Jewish hate and Mick. And if I'm not ready to go,
I don't want to talk about it. Like
it's on
to be
YouTube.
To be honest, I didn't want to talk that. I didn't want any of it. I don't want to talk about this kid ever fucking again. I didn't put him on the show.
But yesterday when we were talking, I said to you that I think you agree. Like we have to talk about the way this show is. If we're going to talk about offline. We have to talk about online.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
but if Mick was not trying to go at Mick here, if he was a bigger name, like a big time podcast host, Mick, calm down. You could get there someday. Would we not have him on?
I don't know, because to be honest, all those really big right or left wing like Nazi podcasts want to engage with me. Like that is their dream to engage.
Dude. Oh my God. So he's like saying, so on one hand, it's even if Mick was a massive name, he wouldn't have him on. But he would have Hitler on if Hitler were alive, because Hitler is such a big name. So it seems like your issue isn't really anti-Semitism. It sounds more like your issue is that he was mean to you. Doesn't feel like the first time I've seen this play out.
With me.
So I guess I keep going back to that as like we just disagree. It's like, to me, have him on and like have an argument and pound.
Well, he's
him.
a nobody.
But you know what? But whoever, some of you has 12 million followers. But your point, I guess, is they'll just clip it and then the thing keeps going.
Yeah, and you're right. They'll clip it. He'll clip it however he wants it. And you did agree yesterday. It's like, that's what he wants. It's what he's wanted from the jump. Like I don't benefit. I get no benefit about having Mick on. Like who the fuck he's just a nobody. He's
no, I don't think that's. I think he also feels like. I don't think it's just that. I think he feels like you've called him you're a big name on a big platform, calling him a anti-Semitic piece of shit. He's like, well, I'd like to be able to respond to that. I think that's human nature.
Yeah,
I don't think that's, and we disagree. I don't think that's true. You think it's true.
I didn't pick his name out of a hat. Like, I mean,
well, I know, right? I don't do the rundown. It was on the rundown, and you saw it, right?
Yeah. However, I don't remember how I saw it.
Yeah.
But he's probably because it's part of your world, so people are saying it. But like, all right, well, if you're going to tweet what he tweeted at me the second after that happened, like, you don't really have the right to be like, how dare you talk about me on this and say this? Like, well, you made your bed, now you sleep in it.
Yeah, we just disagree, but okay. I mean, we go in circles for 50 hours, the two of us. So, and we can keep talking about it or talk about something else. It's up to you guys.
Mick can come on Chicklets if he wants.
There's a lot to talk about, actually.
Let's go. Go ahead. Go. Whatever you want to do first.
Well, Mr. Jerry was officially canceled.
Yeah.
Good question brought up at some point. Never thought this may happen as the planning and
on
recording.
The show today, right? Yeah, on our show today. There was never any.
I mean,
was that up to him?
Yeah, I think that's it. Wow. Well, that was pretty epic. Yeah, and just everyone is just saying Dave's a retard. Okay. Obviously. This is the original clip.
Frankie Lazzani's whole story, which almost seemed borderline not believable. Like, see, there we go. There we go. What are you guys fucking laughing about?
Terrible.
Exactly. So here we go. One by
What are you guys fucking laughing about? Dude.
Oh, what are you guys fucking laughing about?
Terrible. Dude. What the fuck, man?
Frankie Lazzani's whole story, which almost seemed borderline not believable. Like, see, there we go. There we go. What are you guys fucking laughing about?
Terrible.
Exactly. So here we go. One bite. Everybody knows the rules. We won't let that get into. What is that Toronto hospitality there?
That's terrible.
Terrible.
There's old school and then there's no school.
There's no school. We got it. Frank.